Hello, guys, and welcome to Time Hack. I'm your host, the Minuteman, and today I have a question for you. You ever find yourself checking your phone more than you do the timepiece on your wrist? What if you're in a situation where your phone doesn't work? You're not allowed to have your phone. What do? You rely on what's on your wrist. Give that question some thought while I roll this intro. Okay, guys, so today I'm going to talk about my duty watch, which just so happens to be this little guy right here, a Casio DW5600E. I picked this thing up used off of Amazon for $40. 40 bucks. Can't really beat that. And this meets the three criteria I've set forth for the perfect field watch. So, what are my three criteria? It needs to be legible, durable, and cheap. Now, what do all those things mean when it comes to your timepiece? Well, for one, legibility, you need to be able to see it anytime, regardless of the light level. And you need to be able to read it quickly, which might come down to either your training with the kit. So take an analog piece like this. How often do you spend your time reading analog faces? How quickly can you get the time from that accurately? Or are you better with a digital readout that gives you the numbers front, dead, right up and center, like this Casio does? Then, is it durable or reliable? Are you willing to take this through any unforeseen scenario, right? If you work a high intensity job, whether it's first responder or military, chances are you probably don't know what you're walking into. You need to go wherever you're being called to and be ready to operate in that environment. And if you don't trust your watch to do that, I wouldn't count it to be durable. This guy, on the other hand, has the credentials to meet that expectation. And the last piece is that it's cheap. 40 bucks. I believe you probably pick them up for 50 new. If you had to leave this behind and come home alive, you'd be able to pick it up pretty quickly then, right? 50 bucks. All right. If you're in a military situation, E1 through 4, that is an acceptable amount of money to spend on a duty watch. There are other alternatives out there, and I will discuss those later on in my channel when I make a field watch specific video. But this one's about my Casio DW right now. Let's roll out some specifications real quick. And for that, I have neglected to bring out my calipers. Oh, let me go grab those real quick. All right. Bang, essential watch nerd tool. So, let's go over the specs real quick. This little guy boasts a water resistance of 200 meters. It's got a mineral glass crystal. It's got electroluminescence. So you hit this little light button and it's a little tough to see right now, but it's got an excellent backlight. So you're going to be able to read the time no matter what. It's got a flash and a buzz alarm so you can stay timely to whatever is going on. Whenever they put out the next time hack, you're going to be on top of it. It's got a stopwatch and a countdown timer, so if you're out there and you conduct a PT test or time whatever you need to time, it can do that as well. 24-hour readout, essential in military and first responder work. Accuracy of plus or minus 15 seconds a month. Now let's put that in perspective. A Seiko NH35, which is what this watch has in it, is rated for plus or minus 20 to 40 seconds a day. So you're getting impressive accuracy out of this quartz movement. Plus, you change the batteries every 2 years. All right? This thing probably got to service it every 5 years. This, we're talking about solely replacing the battery. If the module in this died, you probably just chuck the whole thing and go grab yourself another fresh watch. All right, let's go talk about some dimensions real quick. Let's go zero this guy out. All right, let's get what would be including a crown if this watch had one. So it's about 44 millimeters in diameter. The lug-to-lug measurement, I'm going to judge it right where the split is here. So I got about 46 millimeters on that, which is a pretty standard wearable size for the average wrist. With me having a 6.5 inch wrist, that's pretty small. This little guy fits just fine on my wrist. Let's go into the... Right. Let's go discuss the wearability, comfort. I would say this is excellent for comfort because of this resin band or strap. I personally hate when my watch band gets wet from being out in the field, if it's raining or if I'm working to clean something up, and it sits on my wrist and it starts to kind of itch. I like to be able to take my watch off real quick, dry off the rubber, throw it back on, and I've got a completely dry wrist. Whereas if I'm rocking a NATO, that thing gets wet, it's going to stay wet until it dries out, just like my uniform or my boots do. You know, I think different soldiers have different pet peeves. I hate a wet wrist, and I hate wet feet. So, let's talk about versatility, right? For being a citizen soldier, whatever your timepiece is, if you can get more mileage out of it, the best. That's better for you, right? You spent $50 and you want to wear this more than just when you're in uniform. This is a great casual, everyday watch. It's got a classic style that most non-watch nerds are going to recognize, and you're going to be able to start a conversation with it. Most people go, oh, wow, that's a G-SHOCK. That's a really nice looking watch. They know the brand name. You can start a discussion with that. So I'd recommend this for casual wear. However, if you were so bold, as my father is, you could buy yourself a stainless steel square G-SHOCK, which you could rock in a formal office setting. I'd absolutely do it. I had my doubts when it showed up. Yeah, absolutely, I would rock it to work. Not to the field, obviously, because you will destroy the beautiful finish on that. But at $500, might be out of your price range if you are that E1 through 4 category. So that is that's pretty much the overview of my duty watch. I've got a couple other squares. I just love the classic styling. This one would be my ultimate recommendation at about $500. I bought it used. Probably a big mistake because I found out why it's being sold. And that's because it will not set itself and stay set to the correct time. I've got it to the correct city. I've let it sit out overnight while it cycles through and syncs up with the satellites. Nope, no go. So this guy is supposed to be solar atomic. It could entirely be user error, but I brought in other hands to give a shot at it to see if they can get it to work, and we couldn't. So I think I got a bogus watch here. I need to go buy another one because with it being solar and atomic, this would be my ideal field watch. If I get called out to any place in the country or even overseas, I'll know what time it is. So, but this watch brings me to the customizability of these G-SHOCKs, right? So I've got J&K's adapters, so I can throw on this Barton watch strap, and then I've got some bull bars on here. I think Barton straps are super comfortable, so I would recommend I recommend these straps over anything else. Actually, I would recommend it over the stock strap because, again, it's comfortable, and if you need to dry it off, you'll do it real quick. The bull bars, they just look cool. That's really all I have them on there for. I've spent in accessories the equivalent of buying a used standard DW here. So definitely highly customizable. You can get what you want out of it. You can make it your own. Guys always at my unit always at least bring up the fact that I have a unique G-Shock on, because it's been tailored to me. In my State of the Collection videos, I highlight this little guy. It is my Pokemon limited edition Baby G with a little Pikachu backlight. Definitely not a field watch for me, but it boasts the same credentials as the bare bones DW does. So if I needed to, if all these other watches were gone, this would be on my wrist and I'd be fine to move out with it. Alright guys, I think I've rambled on long enough. Let's close out. Always ready, always there. Minuteman out.